Mhm. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming to class. We are going to start seated. So if you want to sit up on your blanket or anything like that, feel free and know always that you don't have to sit cross-legged. You can sit in a chair, especially in a chair, even laying down. We're going to work on a little breath work, but sit in a way that you can sustain for a little bit and find yourself starting to get centered in your body. This morning, I want to start with Kabbalah Bate, a breath exercise, a pranayama, also known as skull shining breath. Um, I think especially, I mean, we should probably do some breath work all the time, but especially as we're getting into cold and flu season, especially as we're getting into winter, this is a great breath to one, warm ourselves up. It's called fire breath. And it's also a great way to work with the respiratory system. And because it's called skull shining breath, they say that it really kind of opens up the mind. The downside to this, if there is one, is that you can kind of get a little hyperventilating action going there, and that can make you woozy, which is also that part of that skull shining breath. And if that's the case, I would just slow down or stop for a moment and kind of let that recover. If you're really stuffed up, this is going to be a mess. So maybe you just take some nice deep breaths and let those go. All right, I think I've explained everything. So let's go ahead and get started. So just start by being really comfortable in the position that you've chosen and feel your normal breath, right? This just normal inhale and exhale. Just one more right there. Just a nice, easy inhale and an exhale. And then place your hands on your lower belly, just below the belly button, just really soft and easy. Let the elbows be heavy. And as you inhale, I want you to allow the belly to expand out. And as you exhale, draw the belly in. And you can do this through nose or mouth, but ideally through your nose. Inhale, the belly expands out. Exhale, the belly draws in. Good. One more, right? Like that. And exhale. So that is the movement of Kabbalah. If we were to slow it way down, the belly expands out during the inhale, it draws in on the exhale. And the difference is that the inhale is passive and the exhale is sharp or very active. So let's try that just 3 times. As you inhale, nice, easy, passive. And then as you exhale, it's like a right? That actually sounded like a grunt. It's not a grunt. It's just an inhale and an exhale, right? And if you're not sure about this, one of the best ways I know to play with this is to just keep your hands on your belly and imagine that you have to cough, right? So it's an inhale and then a cough. It's that kind of that drawing in of the muscles of the belly as you exhale. And then the other part of Kabbalah is just that it's quicker. And quicker in my brain is relative. If you watch videos of Kabbalah, you can see I'm already getting warm. I've seen really slow movement and I've seen really fast movement. It does tend to be the faster Kabbalah that causes us to get really lightheaded. Um, so if it's difficult through your nose, start with go just out through the mouth. I would start maybe, let's do 5, just 5 easy with our hands on our belly so we can feel that press in of the belly on the exhale. So just start with an easy breath in and an easy breath out. And then a shorter inhale, and 5 times, and just let go. If you know Kapalabhati and you don't need the feedback mechanism of the hands, you can let the hands come down to your knees or your thighs. Maybe your thumbs and index fingers touch. The shoulders roll back. Your spine is good. We're going to do 3 rounds, and those 3 rounds can be anywhere from 5 to 20 or more breaths, and then a break. So I'll go to where I think it's comfortable, and then I'll go, okay, take 2 nice, easy breaths. So we'll recover in between those 3 rounds. All right, here we go, loves. So easy breath in, easy breath out. And then a little shorter inhale, and begin. And end, just 2 easy breaths in. Exhale out. Inhale easy. Exhale easy. And let's go round 2. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. Inhale easy. Exhale easy. Remember, you can slow it down. You can speed it up. And exhale. Good. Last round, everybody. Inhale. Exhale, begin. And relax. Exhale, maybe open the eyes. Whew. Actually got a little bit lightheaded there, a little skull shining there, a little fire breath. And release. Good. And just roll the shoulders here a little bit. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, one hand down, the other one over. Just stretch everybody and take them both up. Exhale the other way. Inhale, both up. Exhale right to your heart. Interlace, press out and round into that stretch. Good. Inhale, bring them up and stretch. Palms face up. Exhale down and round. Inhale and reach. Good. Just last one here. Just round it out. And lift up and reach. And then exhale down and shake it out. All right. So, second pranayama, I don't know that there's a name for this. This is an energy breath work. It helps to draw energy. It works the spine. Please be mindful. The arms come to cactus position. And again, this one can be done slow or fast. So I really want you to pay attention. You know your spine, you know your back. Don't go too fast if you have some instability in there. But the arms come to cactus pose, and we're going to start super slow again. So you're going to inhale, and then as you exhale, you're going to twist to one side. You're going to inhale center, exhale to the other side. Good. So that's the basic premise of this. How fast, slow you go is up to you. I'm going to start super slow. We're going to do a round of 10, and then we're going to pause. And 10 is both ways equals 1. All right, so here we go. Inhale. Exhale, begin. And stop. Let those arms come down. Roll it out. Kind of a form of Kabbalah in a way that breath work is very similar, but the inhale is more purposeful. You can do this out the mouth or the nose. Both of them have benefits in my mind. Breathe. Let's go to round 2. We're doing set of 10. We're going to start turning one way, then the other. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, begin. And breathe. Exhale out. Inhale up. Exhale out. One more set. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, begin. And let go. Woo! See, this is why we do it seated, because you might be going, woo. Okay, good. Breathe, everybody. Let's roll those shoulders. And then release that seated pose. Let's come into, let me take my socks off. Let's come into Janu Sirsasana on one side. So bring one leg in, one leg out. Remember to cushion underneath that knee if you would like, or if that knee is up higher, move the flesh out from the sit bones. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, bring it forward and let those hands come down. And maybe you notice just that one single breath, a little bit more open. Good. Breathe, everybody, as the fingertips isometrically draw back and the front of the chest, that center line of the chest draws forward. We avoid all that rounding. Good. Take a deep breath. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, deep breath out. We start to allow the body to open up nice and easy here. A Wednesday practice for me, a chilly morning practice. And breathe. And then if you've come down a bit low, press up into your hands. If I'm mirroring here, if your right leg is straight, take the left arm. So take your opposite hand and wrap it either around the outside of your foot or up to the shin, because you don't want to bend that far. And then draw the chest toward that leg. Please go easy here. I never, ever, ever force a forward fold. I allow my body to show me the way here. So we've just added a slight twist to this forward fold. Good. Release the foot. Come on up. Inhale, big deep breath. Exhale it to your heart. And release. Let's straighten that one leg. Bring the other one in. Again, if you're sitting up on a blanket, sometimes that can really help to draw the pelvis forward. Not everybody has an easy anterior tilt to the pelvis. So sometimes that little blanket edge can help. All right, we've got our leg energized. We've got this knee supported if need be. Take the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Just let the hands come down where you feel that first stretch. And if you're like me, one side is more open than the other, and I don't know why, but dominant leg here is always tighter. So I take it a lot slower here and see if I can coax this baby to open up a little bit. We're stretching through the hamstrings, being mindful of the back, moving the chest forward, not reaching with the head. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Good. Deep breath in, everyone. Exhale it out. Good. One more. Exhale. And then noticing where you are, take the opposite hand to the outside of your foot or to the outside of your shin. Just hold it here. Just notice that lovely, lovely stretch, right? Could be challenging. You might be too low if you're having trouble with a deep breath. Chances are you're too low, or if you feel pain in your back, you are way too low, my darlings. So breathe, breathe, breathe. And then let that go. Walk yourself up straight in that leg. Give me a solid Dandasana here. The legs are active, the feet are level. The hands come to the side body and draw the hands or press down through the hands gently to lift up your spine. Good. Really fire up those legs, everyone. Optional here, take the arms up. Breathe the belly tones in. We find that really long torso. Breathe, really keep the legs going. And then exhale, let those hands come out. If you can, without hands, just slide those legs out and wide and take your hands forward. Now, again, forward folds in general, right? So forward folds in general quiet down the nervous system. They start to tap you into that rest and digest part of our nervous systems. But with caution, for me in particular, because if I go too deep, I just get my low back really cranky. So I honor what's happening here, right? I feel the stretch through the inner thighs. I feel a little bit of a stretch in the hamstrings. I don't want to go too wide. Some of you can go flat on your chest here. And if that works for you, zero pain, zero discomfort, go for it. Others of you are going to be pretty straight up and still getting a pretty good stretch. So I want you to notice if you flex your feet, right? So we flex our feet, we get these quads active, the hamstrings will open up just a little bit more. Breathe, and then notice what happens if we turn the toes out a little bit. Does that make it better for you or worse for you, right? So if you have an external rotation of the hips, that probably feels pretty good. If you try to turn the toes in, how does that feel for you? For me, a whole bunch of funky, right? It doesn't feel great. It doesn't hurt. It just feels weird. So play with that idea a little bit and then see if we take a deep breath and we let it out. Maybe we get to come down just a little bit more with integrity, right? With the integrity of your spine. And then come on up. Just take the soles of the feet together and come into Baddha Konasana. Ooh, I think I took that outer shirt off a little too quickly. So we're going to have to get moving. Good. So Baddha Konasana, you can flutter those knees a little bit. Again, it's never a force. It's never a press. Deep breath. And notice. And then hands to knees. I want you to press the knees into the hands as if you were going to push those knees back together. And then just let them go. Good. Again, push up into the hands and just let go. Last one here, push and let go. If your body allows, take the arms up. So we're by taking the arms up in all of these poses, Dandasana, wide leg. Well, we didn't do it in wide leg, but here we take one of our stable points out. So if we're here or we're here, we've got more points of stability. Here, we're having to use the back and core muscles more to stay upright. Good. Big deep breath. Exhale, let it go. Take your hands to your knees. Bring those babies back. Oh, that feels better. And let's come to table pose, everyone. So table pose, if you've got your blanket, go ahead and cushion your knees, right? If you need to, whatever your surface is, because you don't want to hurt your lovely knees. And then in table pose, I want you to draw the belly in and find a nice neutral pose. Look at your hands, draw the inner elbow toward your thumbs, right? That works for most people. If you have wrist pain, I would try turning the hands out just a little bit and see if that makes it any better. But then just find a solid table pose here. I'm actually drawing the inner elbows in and I'm pretending I'm holding something between those elbows to keep the arms nice and straight. Flip your toes under, squeeze your belly in, lift your knees off the blanket or off your mat and hold. And then notice if the belly dropped down a little bit. See if you can lengthen the tailbone. Hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. Hold your pose. Don't hold your breath. Breathe. And then slowly draw your chest toward your thighs, but keep your knees deeply bent. So you're making your arms super long here, really long. You're getting tons of distance there from your fingertips to your shoulders. You can claw the fingertips down a little bit. The knees are deeply bent. And then come back to table and lower your knees and then sit back in a kind of an active child's pose, which sounds like an oxymoron, but so active meaning my toes are still flipped under, my arms are active. I'm just stretching off those wrists. Good, come on back up. Find a neutral spine. Your toes are flipped under. You lift your knees. Good. The inner elbows face your thumbs. Your hands are active. Your arms are active. Holding onto that beach ball between the elbows. And then super slow, move your chest toward your thighs and feel that upper portion of downward facing dog. That's all this is. It's the upper portion from hip to fingertips of down dog. And then come on back. Lower your knees. Woo. Unflip your toes and stretch back, everybody. Nice deep breath. So in this elongated position, if you're there with me, I want you to isometrically pull your hands back and feel how the upper back gets active, right? So if I push my hands away here, I start to round a little in the shoulders. If I pull my hands back without moving them, I feel my back get active. Keep that and pull yourself right back up. Good. Last one here. I want you to flip your toes under, lift your knees. Now, one, you're here. That's perfectly fine for you. Two, the knees are back on the blanket. Three, 1 foot lifts. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Lower that foot, lift the other foot. Yep, keep breathing, everybody. Squeeze your belly in. Lower that foot, bring your chest toward your thighs. Woo, stretch that out. And then look at your feet, look at your ankles, level them out. So nothing's dropping in, nothing's dropping out. And slowly begin to straighten your legs. They may not straighten all the way. Notice if you lose the integrity of the arms and shoulders when you straighten the legs. Once you're there, maybe widen your pose a little bit, take the feet out a little, walk in place, find your breath, and then inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, get almost those knees almost all the way down. Hold here, big old core work, not to mention shoulder, arm, wrist work. Lower those knees. Whew. Child's pose, everybody. And notice. Good. Pull the hands back isometrically. Pull yourself up and step forward with your right leg. Ooh, I think that's enough for all of us, right on that. Good. So find a nice low lunge. Your hands can be on your blocks. The shoulders are opened up. Take your hands to your knee. Lift up, sit back a little bit so that you're more 90-90 and start to stretch this quad. Glute is active, the quad is stretching. That means the hamstrings working a little bit. Place both hands on your belly. Yep, and one round, careful here because we're not seated, one round of Kapalabhati. So deep inhale or short inhale and begin. And release. Take the arms up, big inhale, everyone. Exhale, hands right to your blocks. I have my blocks on the medium setting. Flip your toes under, lift your knee, keep the body low. Squeeze into this higher lunge. Really activate the back leg. And we're going to tap that back knee down 4, 10, 10, 10. Here we go. So we're going to tap it and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yep, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job, everybody. Let that knee come down. Slide your right leg back. Sink back in a baby child's pose, meaning we're not going to stay. And then pull your hands back. Come back to table pose. Step forward with the left leg. You're back in a lunge. Take your hands to your knee, back off your pose a little bit. So you're feeling a stretch in that back leg's quadricep. Excuse me. See, Kapalabhati. All right, so find your stability. Take your hands to your belly. When you're ready, short inhale. And begin. And release. Whew. Inhale the arms up. Exhale your hands down to your blocks. Flip your toes under. By the way, you can stay in a lunge here. I should have said that on the other side. But see if you can come into a high lunge. Your hands stay on your blocks. And you're going to lower and lift the back knee for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yep, 9, and 10. Hold yourself right here, everyone. Move your blocks out of the way for now. Keep them up at the front of your mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Breathe. Plank pose. That's it. Plank. Knees down. 1, you're going to hold right here. 2, we're going to lift and lower the knees for 10. Yes, we are warming up, my loves. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Down dog. Hallelujah. Breathe. Take your feet wide on your mat. Go ahead and walk yourself back. Pause in a forward fold. The knees are soft. Let that head go. And then bend the knees nice and deep. Hands to your knees. Come on up. Oh, tell me you are not warmed up. Move your blanket out of the way. Maybe it's a little self-serving because it was chilly in here. Now I'm warm. All right. So let's go wide. And then find a squat that feels good to you. I don't know why, always when I go into squats, I'll just kind of move, get the hips and the knees used to this idea. Roll the shoulders back. And one hand to chest, One hand to belly and breathe. And when you inhale, the belly goes out. And when you exhale, the belly goes in. Good. One more right here. And exhale. And then take the arms up, legs straight. Exhale, goddess pose. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Exhale. And then just stand up. When you stand up, give your glutes a little squeeze here. So notice how you feel, right? So one thing about doing all of this breath work, hopefully, is you're feeling a little more awake, a little more energy, right? As we draw oxygen into the body, we feed everything. So especially the muscles, right? The heart, all of that stuff. And I think all of us have a tendency to breathe too shallow, too much in our day. So there you have it. Take a few deep breaths. So we're going to play with another breath work here. And I'm going to ask you to do an audible exhale, which means when we exhale, you're going to go, huh, right? You're going to you're going to make some noise. And since you're all on Zoom right now, I won't hear you. You'll just hear me. So you may have to turn your volume down a little bit. All right. So we're going to start in that squat again with the arms out. So it's something we used to do when I took Taekwondo. So, and it's really good. And it ties right into Kapalabhati. So the hands are out into fist. And when you exhale, it's like this. And it's a, right? It's right here in your core, right? That seed of power. If this is too much on the legs, stand up. You can do it here, but keep the back of the knees soft, okay? So arms are out, shoulders are back, soft fists. When you're ready, inhale. Huh, 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 huh. I hope this is not too loud. Huh, huh, huh. Well, three more. Huh, huh, huh. And pause and stand up. Nice job, everybody. Want you to turn the toes forward, deep hinge from the hips. Come on down. You can grab your blocks here if that makes sense for your body, or your fingertips or your palms to the floor. And just let go. Deep breath in, deep exhale. When you inhale, maybe come halfway. When you exhale, let go down. Good. One more deep inhale, look up. Exhale it down. And then heel toe those feet together, not all the way together to hips width. Bend your knees, hands to knees, look up and stand up and shake it out and go, woo, I feel great. Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do the thing? Okay, come on back to the front of your mat. Inhale, everybody. Exhale, take it down. Soften the knees and step back with your right leg. Grab your blocks and put your hands on your blocks and hold. Nice tone to your belly, a solid lunge here. You can take that right knee to the floor. Take your hands to your knee and lift up. Good. Arms to cactus pose. I simply, if your left leg is forward, I want you to twist to the left. Keep the legs stable. Take one hand to knee, one hand to sacrum, and come into a standing twist. Nice deep breath. And breathe. One, you're here. Two, you're going to tilt forward. Take the elbow to the outside knee and come into prayer pose. Deep breath. Good. Take everything center. Hands come down to your blocks. Actually, I would set those blocks aside and step back to downward facing dog. Breathe to plank to one knee tap. Yep, to down dog. And let's step forward, right leg. Right leg forward, hands go back to your blocks. Shoulders draw back, solid lunge here. Hands to knees, take the torso up, find your balance. Arms to cactus. Twist everything to the right. One hand down, the other one to sacrum. The shoulders are nice and open. Big deep breath. One, you're here. Two, you're going to lean forward. Woo, and take that. I'm too close to the wall. Elbow to your knee. Keep the back leg fired up. That's it. Center. Woo. Hands to your blocks. And then step forward. Bend your knees, hands to knees. Come on up. Shake it out. How's everybody feeling? Good, nice solid pose. Stand in mountain pose. Find your breath. Arms up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chair. Inhale up. Exhale. One more. Exhale. And then stand all the way up, mountain pose, bring those hands together, bring them to your heart. So what we did there, I hope you caught it, baby, is that we took one full breath, inhale to lift up, one full breath to come into that chair pose. We're going to take that into our movement here. So find the top of the breath or the bottom of the breath before your next move, if that makes sense to you. So big inhale, keep going until you're at the top of your inhale. Full exhale. Hands can go to blocks. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Soften the knees, step back. Right leg, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Inhale, bend the front knee. Exhale, downward facing dog, move your blocks. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, plank. Inhale, look up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step forward, right leg. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, look up and stand up. Exhale to your heart. We're going to do one more round here. A full breath as best you can. If your inhales and exhales are off, don't worry so much about that. Just see if you can take full, deep breaths all the way. Here we go. Exhale. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. You can have your blocks. Soften the knees. Inhale, left leg steps back. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, plank. Inhale here. Exhale, tap your knees. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step forward, left leg. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, step forward, forward, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, look up, stand up. Exhale to your heart. And shake that out, everybody. Shake out your hands, shake out your wrists. Notice how you may be feeling. A little bit different, a little bit deeper breath. And then let's just do a little balance pose here. I want you to come into tree pose. Now, how we come into tree pose, right? We've taught this a zillion times. I want a solid standing leg. We turn the knee out, the foot out, the hip stays centered. And then take that leg where it makes sense for you. Soon as I do, I push that inner thigh into my foot to try to find that stability. Find your still point. Take your hands to your heart. Big deep breath. One, you're here. Two, you got a finger on a wall somewhere, right? Something that you're holding on to. Feel your leg working. Feel your ankle working. So if I'm mirroring here, you would be standing on your left leg. You're going to take your right hand to the inside of your, see how that throws you off? You're going to take the right hand to the inside of your knee. You're going to take the left arm up and out. Again, I'm mirroring here, so if that's confusing. Good. Press your hand into your leg into your hand. Find your breath. Bring both hands back and release. Shake it out. Stand tall. Stand tall. Right? We gotta. None of this, my loves. None. Stand tall. Okay. Other side. Solidify. Make that standing leg stable. You can be near a wall. Turn the toes and the knee out, but then square those hips back where they belong. Take the leg where you want. Does not have to be all the way up at the top thigh. As long as that heel isn't at the knee. And then breathe, find your pose. Notice your breath. Take that same bent knee side hand to the inside knee, press into the knee. Take the other arm up and out. And breathe. Find your still point, find your spot, your dristi, where you can focus. And release. And come back to center. There's so many things to look at, right? You're not supposed to, though. All right, come on back to your front of your mat. Woo! I think I got too much sleep, believe it or not. I'm a little goofy today. Roll your shoulders, find that solid mountain pose. Nice long inhale. Exhale all the way down. Good. Soften your knees. Step back with your right leg. Exhale, straighten that front leg. Hold here. You can bring your blocks into play. Hold the pose here. And then draw that left hip back as the right hip comes forward so that the hips begin to square a little bit more. The side joints are nice and level. You can have your blocks up super high here, right? Find your breath. And then bend your front knee, lower your back knee, look up. Good. Exhale, lift. I like to set my blocks aside, plank pose, breathe. One knee tap, hold. Sorry, it wasn't really a tap. It was lower your knees and chaturanga. And a nice low cobra. And then lower, press up, plank, down dog. Are you breathing? Did you stop that deep breathing? Good. When you're ready, inhale, step forward. Breathe. Exhale, step forward. Bend your knees. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale as you step back, left leg. Blocks can play here if you want. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Hold here. Use your breath. Inhale as you bend your front knee. Exhale as you step back to plank. Tap the knee down or lower the knees and inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, plank. 2 down dog. Find your breath. Lower your knees completely. And child's pose. Good. This time, full child's pose. Relax your arms. Find your breath. Wherever you are, come on up, everybody. And find a seat. I know, what? Find a seat. And just breathe. Maybe you close your eyes and maybe you take a deep breath and you can feel how open, hopefully, how open this has become. And you exhale and the belly draws in. And then open the eyes, come back to Janu. Play in here a little bit, right? First warm up. And then a little bit longer holds. Watch the back of the knees. You can sit up on a blanket. I want you to take a long, deep inhale. And exhale, come on down. And just find where you are now compared to the beginning of class. So we've really kind of ramped up the sympathetic nervous system, right? That energy part of our nervous system. Now we're going to start to slow it down. So a little bit of yin-ish without it really being yin. I want you to kind of wiggle your way, see how it feels. Please trust your body. Do not come too low if that is not appropriate for your back. Deep breath in, lift up. Exhale, maybe lower. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower. One more. And lower. If it makes sense for you, reach with your hand to the outside of your foot, opposite hand. You're going to take this same side hand and either leave it where it is for support, or you're going to take it back behind you. Good, big deep breath. And release. Press up really tall. Hold here. And then see if you cannot use hands. Straighten one leg. Dandasana pose. And come on over to the other side. Once you bend that knee, you can adjust wherever you need to. Remember, of course, you know, right? Block under knee. All that stuff I always say. Solid, straight leg. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Notice how the hips feel, right? For the most part, Janu Sirsasana is taught with the hips squared side by side. Doesn't work for everybody. If you feel any kind of strain in those SI joints, I would shift, right? So that the long leg moves more forward or this back hip shifts a little sideways, and see if that takes any pressure off. Just a little hint there that, of course, I could have said at the beginning of class. Oh, Lordy. Okay, so when you're ready, inhale, straighten, lift up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale. Good. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And then take that opposite hand across to the foot or the shin. Take that same side hand and reach back. Breathe. Good. Release, everyone. Come up, sit really tall. Give me a solid Dandasana. Solid, solid. Oof, right? So let's fire up the legs. Let's kind of squeeze them toward each other and ground them to the floor. The hands come down or lift those arms up. Find your breath. Slide the legs nice and wide. Take your hands forward and just come, ooh, little cramp there. And come into a wide leg forward fold. So again, we're here. We were here at the beginning of class. You may notice it feels a little bit different. You might notice that you can take the hands a little further forward. You might say, nope, no way, no how. Not gonna do it. Breathe. The biggest thing I tend to see with forward folds is this head, right? It wants to lead the way when really this part of the body is leading the way. You want to expand out instead of curl down. Good. Big, deep breath. So if I'm mirroring here, take your right hand either to the top of your shin, right elbow shin, or to the floor, and a nice side stretch. And come on up. Other side. Just stretch, everybody. And up. And then both legs to Baddha Konasana. And breathe. And notice how it feels to be in Baddha Konasana. It's an interesting, for me, always to do a pose at the beginning of the class and then to do a pose at toward the end of class and just see how it feels different. I don't know if you noticed, I lifted up my hips and set my sit bones literally back to help move the pelvis forward, or you can grab your blanket. Good, just breathe. So this time, excuse me, this time I want you to press your feet together, like really press. It's hard. You don't have a lot of ability here, but I want you to push your feet together and then just let that go. Good. Push your feet together. And exhale, let go. One more right here. Push. And let go. And then either hold feet or ankles, or you can have your hands, your wrists resting on your knees with your thumb and index finger touching. And close the eyes. And this is a long, slow breath, count of 4 up. Exhale, count of 7. Inhale, count of 4. Exhale, 7. 3 more rounds. Last one. Bring the knees together. Good job, everybody. And come on down to your back. Good. Just move stuff out of your way. And once you're on your back, I want you to curl and tuck and tilt your pelvis a little bit. Just soften all that because you may be feeling your low back a little bit, right? There was a lot of activity and action going on there with those forward folds. Good. A few more. And then a nice neutral spine. Your elbows to shoulders press into the ground. The fingertips point up. Your feet are planted. I want you to lengthen the tailbone and lift your hips. Good. Inhale, drop the tailbone. Exhale, push up. Inhale. Exhale, push. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, push. Good. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, hold right here, everybody. If you want, go ahead and walk the shoulders underneath. Bring the hands together, interlace the hands, press the arms down as the chest lifts up. We feel our feet on the mat. Breathe. And then separate the hands, separate the shoulders. Let those hips go. Bring your knees to your chest. And breathe. Keep the right knee in and extend the left leg out, everybody. Lower it down to the floor and feel the stretch through the front of your left leg. Take your hands behind your right knee and extend up. Good. Optional, lift the left leg, core, a little extra core work here. But I want you to see if you can open the back of the right knee, or another way to say that is to straighten the right leg. If your hamstring is just not having it, keep a bend in it. But if you can, even if that leg moves away, try to straighten that leg. I think we can get into this tendency to shorten the length of the ligaments and the tendons if we never try to extend out. You don't want to hyperextend, but you want to see if you can work that. Now, 1, you're here. 2, let go of the leg, got a little harder. 3, lift the upper torso. 1 hand can go behind the head and find all that activity happening. Good. Lower both knees to chest. Right leg straightens all the way to the floor. And just breathe, just feel that. Hands behind the left leg, straighten it up. Hold here. Think about what we were just saying about trying to straighten the knee if you can. Deep breath. Lift the right leg again, optional. Keep pressing your leg into your hands. Again, optional, let go or lift up. And breathe. Finding that I kind of like 1 hand behind the head, so I'm not pulling quite so much with the head. And lower everything everything to your chest. I didn't finish that sentence. I was already there. Good. Rock side to side. The hands come down in cactus. The knees go to 90 degrees, roughly. Inhale here. Exhale, see if you can lower the knees to the right. If that is difficult, I want you to do one leg at a time or one knee at a time. Good. So inhale first the knees to center. Exhale the other side. Inhale center. Exhale twist. Inhale center. Exhale. Good. Inhale, full inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, last set. Exhale, hold right here. Allow the knees to come to the floor. Your other arm in cactus, that shoulder drawing toward the floor. Deep breath. Soften. One knee up and then the other. Go to the other side to hold your twist. And breathe. And then bring your knees to center, your feet to the floor. I'd like to do a legs up the wall or legs up by being on your block. So if you happen to be near a wall and you want to go ahead and put your legs up the wall, go ahead and do that because that's a really nice, lovely way to kind of get into that restorative pose. Or the block goes underneath your sacrum and you feel really nice and steady here. This is a restorative bridge, by the way, which also feels lovely if you want to keep your legs down. But once you're there, make sure you're sturdy on your block and take the legs up. Ideally, your palms are face up, your arms are just down at your sides. They can also rest at your belly. And then the eyes close. We're going to be here for a little bit. So if you're uncomfortable with this, please just come into anything else that feels really good to you. And then close your eyes. Now, if you're on your block, you will notice that your pelvis will curl a little bit, which is okay here as long as there's no distress and not too much weight on the shoulders. But you may want to try just pressing the sacrum more flatly on the block so that you maintain a little natural arch in your low back and you take that weight off the shoulders and the head. And you can always bend the knees and cross or do Baddha Konasana here. There's lots of options, or wide leg. And then notice how your body starts to settle. The jaw relaxes, the belly softens. The torso should feel really passive here. There should feel like there's no work here other than the weight on the shoulders and chest, or shoulders and head. And then maybe we notice that the breath moves clearer, easier through the nose. And maybe the mind feels less foggy. If there's any point at which you feel like you should take your legs down, just come into a restorative bridge pose if you're on block. Just a little longer here. And then decide for you if you are legs up the wall and you want to stay there, feel free. If you are on your block, however, go ahead and bend the knees and then place one foot on the floor and then the other. Pause here in a restorative bridge pose, just allowing the sacrum, the legs, the hips to settle. And then lift up off your block. Lower your hips down to the floor. Draw your right knee to your chest, straighten the left. If you are legs up the wall and want to come out for a more normal Shavasana, go ahead and do that. And then just switch sides, left leg in, right leg straight. And then move that right foot out to the outer edge of your mat. Move the left leg straight and to the outer edge, left edge of your mat. Settle in through the hips, the legs. Let your arms float down to your sides and find Shavasana, everyone. Allow your jaw to soften. Allow the breath to flow easily and without thought. If you would like to stay in Shavasana a lot longer, a well-deserved Shavasana, please stay. If you are ready to move, go ahead and bend your knees. Draw your knees to your chest. And then allow the knees to roll to one side and curl all the way over to fetal pose, and pause here for a second. And then as you're ready, press up. Find a seat. Bring your hands to your heart. We have everything we need for more energy, for more calmness, for more clarity. We just have to tap into the breath. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Thank you all so much. Hope you enjoyed the class. Have an awesome day.